So now we are going to see with the concept of towers and signals. So we were talking that if the stations are not intervisible with respect to each other, so in such a case, you are supposed to erect a tower. Okay. And there are various signals. Okay. Okay, that we are supposed to make use of. That is, it might be day signal or night signal or luminous signal or non-luminous signal. Respect to that, we are going to substitute there. So various signals you might have seen while traveling over the road side. Okay, so while traveling, signal is being given that correspondingly there is a diversion. Okay, correspondingly there is a presence of a school, so drive slowly. Okay, so such signals, and they have been just colored. Either they have been posted over the correspondingly one ranging rod, whether it is a red and white colored strip, or whether, or it might be black and white, or on which a triangular correspondingly signal is being erected. So whether it is a luminous or not, okay, that depends upon the importance of the position at which that signal is being placed. Okay, so we'll see one by one what do you mean by tower and signal. So tower is a structure over station support the instrument, okay, and the observer, and which is provided when the station or the signal or both are to be elevated. So when they are not intervisible, and if both the points are supposed to be erected, in such a case we are going to go with the tower. Okay, and signal, as I told you, so signal is a device erected to define the exact position of a triangulation station so that it can be observed from other stations. Okay, so signal particular device has been just fixed there. Okay, so as the distance is larger over in terms of kilometers, okay, so in order to get the perfect or exact position of that station point, various signals have been provided. So as I told you, there are two types of signals, whether it is a non-luminous or whether it is a luminous signal. So non-luminous signals are nothing but pole signal, target signal, pole and brush signals, beacons, and luminous signals are sun signals, okay, and night signals, that we will see one by one. Okay, so before that we'll see what do you mean by tower. Okay, moving further, this tower is nothing but, okay, was being correspondingly what we can call as made, or the concept of this tower has been made by the Bilby, okay, Mr. J.S. Bilby, okay, Bilby, okay, that who was correspondingly geodetic surveyor of United States, okay. So correspondingly, he made a concept of this making use of the towers, okay. So this tower is having two independent structures, okay. So this tower is nothing but a structure which has been erected, as I told you, over a station point, okay, so that the instrument can be supported, and the signals can also be placed over that, okay. And correspondingly, the height of this tower depends upon correspondingly at what point the second station should be visible or not, okay, it should be visible. So depending upon that, this tower height has been decided. So the inner tower, okay, so there are two tower types, okay, one is inner tower, so which is without bracing, and the outer tower is with bracing. So the inner tower supports, okay, so here instrument is to be placed here, okay, so the inner tower supports the instrument only, and correspondingly the outer tower correspondingly which is provided here, okay, so correspondingly it supports for climbing the person, okay, or the observer, and supporting signal, okay, so that is regarding here. And this mainly are being constructed of steel segment. So whenever the work is being carried out, they can be dismantled and carried out for the further work. So these are not a permanent structures which are being kept. Okay, so generally this Bilby Tower can raise the observer lamp to a height of 3 meter or even 40 meter. Okay, so correspondingly, up to that height you can erect, and on 5 mains are required as it is of steel section. So directly bolting is there, and you can place there. Okay, at any position, and after placing the instrument and signal, you can carry out your work, that is making intervisibility of the station. And after completing, you can just dismantle and take to the second site where your further work is required. That is nothing but regarding your tower. Okay, so this is nothing but you can see here how the persons are constructing. Okay, so steel sections are been just used. Okay, and after completing, this tower looks like this. Okay, this is nothing but your tower. Okay, next, signals. So these signals are centered vertically over the station mark. So basically, this signals is nothing but a device, okay, which is used in order to determine or locate the exact position, okay, of the observed station, that is of the triangulation station. This signal device has been used. Okay, so the accuracy of the triangulation depends entirely over the accuracy of the centering of the signals. So just like when we are doing the practical, so for that purpose we are releasing a plumb bob. Okay, so exactly, because in this case of the station mark, these signals, this correspondingly, this station points will be at the bottom part, and signals will be erected over the at the higher elevation. So in such a case, you are supposed to place it exactly. So accuracy is required, and therefore it's very essential that the signals are truly vertical and centered over the station mark. So as I told you right now. Okay. So classification is been done whether it is a daylight or non-luminous, okay, or sun, or it might be a night signal. Okay. Correspondingly, the signal should fulfill the following requirements. So it should be clearly visible against any background. To make the signal conspicuous, that is visible, it should be kept at least 75 centimeter above the station mark. Okay. So you might have seen that, as I told, that corners of the roads. Okay, that signal type is another one. Okay, so I was just giving an example of that. So correspondingly, it should be kept at 75 centimeter above the station mark so that there will be intrusibility. Then it should be capable of being accurately centered over the station mark. Okay, and it should be free from phase or should exhibit little phase. Okay, so correspondingly, what do you mean by phase? Okay, that we are going to see whether it is a phase signal, phase of signal. So there are certain corrections that are to be applied. It is just related to the intervisibility. Okay, that we are going to see in detail further part. Okay, so these are the certain requirements, that is they should be clearly visible. Okay, so suppose there is any background, so with respect to that background, it should be clearly visible from a long sight also. Okay, and correspondingly, it should be centered accurately over the station mark, and it should be accurately bisected also, and it should be free from phase. So now further classification of signals. So as I told you, signals are being classified into non-luminous, opaque or daylight signals and luminous signals. Okay. So these correspondingly signals are nothing but, as I told you, the devices which are in order to make the intervisibility clear one. Okay. So these non-luminous signals are being used during the daytime and for short distances only. Okay. And correspondingly, this consists of uh, corresponding targets. Okay, and these have been just erected over the pole signals. Okay, so as I told you that certain rod has been there which has been colored alternate by black and white or red and white color. So such kind of only concept has been used in the non-luminous signals. Okay, so there are various types. Okay, and mostly common used types are nothing but one pole signal. Okay, so you can see like this. Okay, so which consists of a round pole painted black and white in alternate strips and is supported vertically over the station mark, generally on a tripod. So these pole signals are suitable up to a distance of about 6 kilometers only. Okay, that is regarding the pole signals. So you can see here, which has been just kept over the tripod stand, and which are suitable for 6 kilometers and which are alternately colored with strips with black and white. Okay. Next one is the target signal. Okay. So which is also mounted over the say tripod stand only, and which carries square rectangular targets which are being placed at right angles to each other. And this kind of signals are being intervisible. Okay, or when the distance between two station points is or correspondingly whether it is within the limit of 30 kilometers. Okay, that is regarding target signal. Next, pole and brush signal. Okay, so this consists of a straight pole which is 2.5 meter long and which is just erected over the a concrete block. Okay, and correspondingly long grass are been tied. Okay, so that they can be visible. Next one is the stone. So it is just like that only. Okay, so which is only whitewashed. Okay, and very useful if the background is dark one. Okay, so which is having a cross shape signal. Okay, so on a stone hip. Okay, it has been just placed. Okay, and last type of signal is nothing but beacons. Okay, so it consists of red and white cloth tied around the three straight poles. Okay, and this can be centered over the station mark easily, and they are very useful for making simultaneous observations. Okay, so correspondingly was the classification of non-luminous. Further is the classification of luminous signals. Okay, so correspondingly in the next lecture we will see the luminous signals. Okay,